Awesome. Okay. As soon as I hit record, the information starts. So you can see when I'm getting information because I zone out. Did you see that? I felt it. I'm like, stay with me, Tracy. Ha! Okay. You ready to do this? All
Okay.
right. Both feet flat on the floor. We're going to start with this connection exercise. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay. You know, they're both here. But did your butt, okay, here's what I'm picking up. Let me just check. They just said somebody else is here. Hold on. Okay, so as soon as we did that, here we go, puzzle dump. Ready? Right
Yes.
away, I saw the two gentlemen step forward, and I know you already told me that you were closer with your stepdad than you were even with your biological dad. But as they step forward, your stepdad shows me this little scene that I saw. They show me things from what I call my library, right? Things I've seen before, whatever. They show me this little clip that I saw on TikTok recently of this stepdad holding his, it was a daughter who had been raised by this gentleman since she was 11, and she named her son after her stepdad. And he showed me that moment, and in that video, the stepdad like bawled his face off. And so the reason why he showed me that is he said, "You see that?" He goes, "That's how I felt about my girl. That like this is my daughter, like that same energy." And because he loves you so much, he brought your other dad forward as well.
Oh,
The other dad's here, but the other dad is showing me distance or space. And it's funny because I get a little bit of both, in and out, or distance or space. So I don't know if that means that he's been gone sometime, but it makes me feel like he's kind of in and out of your life a little bit, and then he's been on the other side for a while. Does that make sense?
it does. He wasn't a part of my life until I was about 12 and then was in and out. And he had passed when I was 21 and I'm in my 40s
See, that's what I mean. I got all of that. And
and lived across the country. So there was a distance.
do you understand the heart? I'm not sure if which one of these guys. I think it was him.
Both.
The heart, right? See, that's why I was like, I can't figure out which one it is because they took me right to the heart, and it feels like that was their last breath or their last memory. Okay, slow this down. So the biological dad, it's funny, and my phone is going nuts. The biological dad is showing me rose-colored glasses, which is my symbol for seeing things differently on that side than I did when I was here in the physical reality. He's showing me the life review, which is where he's had to view his life through everyone else's eyes. Um, it's interesting because even though I go to the heart, he's also tickling my face. You see me doing this, right? The tickles in the face is a sign of disfiguration, or I did not look at the end of my life the way that I did for most of it. There's something about the end of his life that he didn't look right, or he wasn't in the right state of being. I don't know if he was just like very unhealthy or like overweight or what the heck is, but he's showing me my symbol for disfiguration.
Yeah, he actually gained a lot of weight due to medication for mental health. And he had plaque around his heart, which caused the heart attack. So he was overweight.
So this is now I got chills because as he's stepping forward, he's like, "No, I don't want you to remember me that way. That was I was disfigured like that. I want you to remember me the way I was when I was younger and good looking." And here's the thing. See, your dad wants you to know that he loved you very much. Your stepdad's going to say something here too, but before I let him through, he brought your biological dad here to let you know that since he's been on that side and he can see the whole picture now, he knows that there's ways that he could have done better. He did the best he could, I feel like, in the body that he had, like with the pain and the issues that we have. We do the best that we can in the moment that we have it. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as a perfect parent. But now
Yeah.
that he's on that side, he's like, I need you to know that if I could have done better, I would have done better. And that now that I'm up here, I can do better because I'm in love, light, and peace. So don't forget to bring him onto your team as well. And
Okay.
these two guys are getting along over there. I don't know if they never met in person, or they greeted after not knowing, seeing each other for a long time, or made peace, because they're showing me the handshake. It's almost like your biological dad just shook your stepdad's hand and said, um, and said thank you and for being here for her. And now it's almost like a handoff, but not a handoff as if he's stepping away, more like, okay, your turn. It's funny you said that you were supposed to be here today, and he's taking me back to the conversation we were having right before that. Isn't that freaking weird? Because he just gave you that oil of oregano. Have you been having inflammation or something in your body?
Not myself, but I'm dealing with some health issues with my daughter. And you
Trust.
were talking about autoimmune, so she has psoriasis, and she's only 10, and we have to go see a specialist in the summer for possible psoriatic arthritis.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
worth a shot. It's natural. When we're done, I can, if you send me a message on Messenger, I'll send you the ones that I have, because I think they're the best. Like, I've sourced them from everywhere. I think they're the best that I can get. Um, and I'll give you that information, because if you get the right nutrients and antioxidants and things like that in your body, it will heal itself. And when you said, before we even started recording, I think there was a reason to be here today, he goes, that's the reason. That's the reason. And then he put the white blanket. I thought it was around your shoulders, but if your daughter's the one having the health issues, that's where it's going. But he's also giving you the rose, which is birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. I feel like I'm skipping ahead a little bit, maybe towards the end of the summer, the end of July or August. Who's got
End
the
of July is when he passed away last summer.
last summer? So it's been that short of a time.
Yeah.
He's taking me to another place as well. Like, is there another connection to another city or another province or something like that?
Manitoba is where he was born and sort of raised,
Yeah.
and that's where he's buried.
Are you going there around the anniversary? Because he's like, I'm going with you. As soon as you said that, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm going with you. But
Yeah, we're planning it.
he doesn't want you to plan it in a sad way. He said, don't go there mourning my death day. Go there knowing this is the day I was born in heaven. And then he shows me the heart going around the mother figure that steps forward. Is his mother on the other side?
Yes.
Because he's like, oh, she's here, she's here, she's here. Please know that we're reconnected on this side.
Oh,
And
I'm
he's
glad.
got a lot of relief for that. It feels like she passed some time ago. And I taste blood around her passing, which is usually my symbol for trauma. Doesn't necessarily mean there was blood. It means that the passing was very traumatic for the soul. Does that make sense?
Um, yeah, I think she did deal with dementia, um, but I don't think there was anything traumatic per se that, like,
Well, dementia itself can be traumatic if you think about
yeah,
this. Because as soon as you said that, he's like, exactly. That whole experience was traumatic on him. The mother figure that he loved for so long being completely incapacitated, that entire situation was traumatic for him. So to get up there and know that they can be reconnected and she's got all her mind, the relief is
yeah,
overwhelming.
good.
Did he smoke as well?
Yes.
I can smell the cigarette smoke.
I smell it sometimes here.
I was just gonna say, I could smell the cigarette smoke, and he's like showing me it towards you. So when you get that whiff of it, that's him saying hi. He's just trying to give you some reassurance that you got this, you got this, you got this. I can feel the stress going on with your daughter. Isn't that funny? This is the biggest thing going on with your daughter right now, is the biggest thing in your life. And then you come on here on the day that I'm freaking talking about stuff like this, even before we record. This is his way of letting you know he's putting you in the right place at the right moment at the right time. But he is specifying you got to make sure you ask the right questions. You got to ask the
Okay.
right questions, which sometimes we get stuck in. Why is she sick? I don't want her to be sick. This is not fair. This is so frustrating. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. And this is hard and that is hard. And if you get stuck in that cycle, you just get more of that tomorrow. So when you say, show me the way to heal her. I know that she's getting healed. I already know it's healed. How do I heal her? Thank you for putting me in the right place at the right time to bring in that healing. Thank you for the clarity. I know it's already done. When you say it in that way, boom, you wind up on a live where we're talking about things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's got your back. And he said it's going to be okay. Have you been seeing the birds too? Because he's playing the three little birds and sending you birds.
Um, well, in our backyard recently, I was like, I wonder if there's more nests around here because we have had a few more. birds than usual. Um, and post on Facebook. I find there's birds everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yes.
The dead speak symbolically. They don't have a body to let you know, hey, it's going to be okay. I'm right here with you. But so they will use signs and symbols that represent that message. Birds, very often, from my experience, they use them. Birds are really unique, right? Because they have a few symbols that go with them, and every single one of them match what you need right now. So it doesn't surprise me that you're surrounded in them right now. Birds, first of all, are a connection with feathers. Feathers are a connection to angels. So when you see birds, you have angels. That is a message. It's okay. You're surrounded by angels. Not just that. Birds also are up here. And what that means, they're watching over us, because sometimes life is like living in a giant third dimensional corn maze. You can only see what's right in front of you. You can't see which one of these tunnels is going to lead to the exit. But dad's up here. Two dads, my two dads, I just heard. Both your dads are up here, and they can see which one of these exits lead, or which one of these tunnels lead to where you want to go. So they will guide you along the way. So when you see birds, that's what they're trying to tell you, is that we got your back. Don't worry. We got you. But did you hear what I said in the very beginning? I think this was even before we recorded, that sometimes God will make you sick so that he can heal you better than you were before.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's got to get worse so that it can get better. Whatever your this health issue is going on with your daughter, when you heal this, you heal it for yourself. You heal it for your family, because this feels like it's in your DNA. It's in your genes as well. And that doesn't mean that it's an inevitability. It means that if it's in your genes, it just simply means you can trigger it easier.
Mm.
So you got to know what supplements and nutrients your body needs, because those
Yeah.
types of disorders or diseases are usually a lack of nutrients that we need. It's not medication we need, it's the nutrients we need. So if you can start looking up what vitamins and nutrients, natural health vitamins and nutrients that you need that will help her, and start looking those up, they're going to lead you right to them. And you want to know what's even more extraordinary about this conversation right now? Is that it's so funny. I know that they're leading you to these health, and it's the answer is in the natural health area. You want to know how? See this lady down here right underneath of you? Yeah, she literally owns one of the biggest supplement companies in Canada. She's at whatever you need, just see her. Live Long Canada. She can help you with that. And if you use my code THM, I believe it is, you'll get 20% off your order. So, I mean,
Okay.
this is what I mean. They will put you in the right place at the right moment at the right time. Maureen's never been here before. She just happens to come on the day that we're talking about this. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, I've been trying to look at already. It's so hard and very overwhelming when you start looking at natural, because my daughter also has ADHD and some learning disabilities. And I just got her into Foothills Academy. If you're in Calgary, you're in Calgary, right, Tracy? There's a private school for kids with disabilities. And so we don't medicate, because I'm a firm believer as you, pharmaceutical. So it's so hard to know what is right though. That's the hard part.
Stop saying that. What you just said is just a habit of speech. When you
Yeah.
say that, the universe goes, she wants it hard. Make it hard. So you get more
Okay.
hard. That's all that you're doing right now. Literally, that's why you got two dads standing here going, why are you saying that? It's not hard, it's easy. Was it hard to line up with on this live today at the right place, the right moment, right time? You didn't synchronize or organize that. They did. Was it hard? It's not
No.
hard.
Yeah. Okay.
What you're doing is you're thinking it's hard. You're talking about it being hard, and you are ordering more hard from the universe. So you have to go, no, this is easy. You know what? The easy, you've already passed the hard part. You know what's hard is detaching from the program that pharmaceuticals are the answer. That's the hard part. You've already done the hard part. Now you know that. The easy part, you go, this is so amazing. This is easy. I don't even have to worry about the answer. You guys are going to guide me to the answer. I have to ask the right questions so that I can get the answer.
Okay.
Start with oil of oregano. And there's a difference between oregano oil and oil of oregano. Don't go the essential oil one. The one that I'm talking about is just like a little capsule and you swallow it. And has totally, completely changed my life. And the more research that I do on it, the more I find out that it's extraordinarily powerful for autoimmune diseases, because autoimmune is a inflammatory reaction usually to
Yeah.
something else going on in the body. So if you can cure the other thing, then you get rid of the inflammation. And see where we're going? See
Yeah.
how she feels after just a couple of days on that thing, or on that natural supplement.
Yes. And I'll ask my questions differently.
I'm going to give you some homework if that's okay,
Yes,
because
please.
you've had a lot of time thinking and talking about how hard this journey has been. And I want you to be thankful for this journey. I want you to understand that this journey was given to you as a gift. Did you see that post that I did a couple of, or maybe even a week and a half ago now, where I looked like I got punched in the face? Did you see
Yes.
that? That wasn't fun in the moment, but it was a gift. If I didn't get that, I would never have known how to heal this. I had to have that. It was an extraordinary gift. But sometimes we miss that because in the moment we feel punished, we feel betrayed, we feel sick. And if you speak that, then you get more of it. When that happened to me, I said, thank you for this. Show me why it's happening. Show me how to heal this now. And it gave me new symptoms to start Googling in there, right? When it got to that degree, now I could put in more symptoms and it brought me to the answer that much quicker. So if you can change your mindset and start, first of all, I want you to write down all those words, that how hard this has been, how all of that, I want you to write all that down and then burn it, because that will release it to the universe and transmute it. Then you're going to write down how grateful you are to be here right now, to be that you know that they're going to send you the information, how grateful you are to have access to all of the natural supplements you need, how grateful you are to have dads on the other side that are going to put you in the right place at the right moment at the right time, how grateful you are to see your daughter healthy. Now here's your homework. Your homework is for 5 minutes every single morning and every single night before you go to bed, is to close your eyes and visualize that your daughter being healthy. I want you to
Mm.
see her running. I want you to hear her and her friends hanging out and doing all their kid things. I want you to taste the food as I spit on my computer. Taste the food when you guys go out and do activities together. I want you to experience her being healthy through every one of your senses. You're going to visualize it. You're going to smell it. You're going to speak it. You're going to talk about how healthy she's getting. You're going to be like, I don't know when, but I know she's getting healthy. They're leading me to the answer. How cool is this? You got to speak it. It's the
Okay.
process of creation. Everything is created with this process. You do it when you go to a restaurant. You think about what you want to order, you speak it, the waitress writes it down, and then she takes it back to the kitchen. Now the kitchen starts gathering together the components of what you need, cooking it, and serves it to you when it's ready. But see, what you're doing is you're ordering what you don't want based
Yeah.
on the fear of what you don't want, and that's making you order more. So all you got to do now is purposefully think and focus about what you do want and order that, and it will show up like
Okay.
that. And you must have done that, just so you know, you must have done that quite recently, because you're here at this moment. So at some point you said, you know what, this is what I need, health, take me there. I'll follow you. You take me there. And here you are.
Yeah.
It's going to get better. He goes, just pull a card for her, show her. So when she starts doing this, when you rewrite, if she does her homework and she writes out everything she doesn't want, burns it, and then writes out everything she does want and leaves that one there, how does this turn out for her? And does the visualization show me how this turns out for her? Oh, interesting. So this is the card that fell out. Interesting. So first of all, it's a redirection. I love this. So the Seven of Pentacles talks about going in a different direction. So you've been doing this for a while now. 7 years, 7 months, 7 something.
7 years.
See what I mean? At the 7. It's like I've been going this direction for some time now, but you see he's standing here like this. Do I keep going this way or do I go a different way? This is showing me that you need to move in a new direction. And the second that you do things a little bit differently mentally, boom, support comes in. The
Mm.
support comes in that you've been asking for, that will help you put this together. Because see, this is where you are right now. The Five of Wands is a challenge energy. It's like we can't align the wands, like what is going on. So what this says is once you start changing the way that you are vibrationally creating it, the support will come in to take care of that challenge.
Great.
And look at what's on the end, on the bottom of the deck. This is the end of that journey. This is the end of that entire situation, so that you can have the clarity. Oh yeah, you've been waiting and fighting this too long. Look at this. This is the energy that's coming in that you're leaving behind. Is, first of all, the King of Swords has to think. You have to be on your game, sharp at any time. You have to be constantly. You can't eat this. You can't do that. Da, 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 da. It's like hyper focused, right?
Yes.
On top of that, you're praying and manifesting and praying and wishing and praying and wishing and praying and wishing and praying and wishing. You're attacking everything. It's like, oh, I gotta get to this. Ah. Now you're starting on a brand new journey. Brand new. The Fool is a brand new chapter in the tarot. This is exactly where you need to be. And it feels like within the next 2 years. See, the thing is, when God starts healing you, it has to be done in layers. It can't all happen at the same time. You'll get a little bit of it, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. And you start one supplement at a time. You take it and you take it for a little while. And if it starts making you feel better, great. There you're on the right one. And if not, no harm done, because it's a natural supplement. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah. Thank you for this.
But know that they got your back and they're very much guiding you. He goes, what do you mean? What are you thanking her for? What about me? He said that he's got so much gratitude for the way that you helped care for him at the end of his world. Like, there's something about your nurturing in his world. Was he really sick at the end of his world, your stepdad here?
He actually died in a tragic accident, kayaking, and he suffered from cardiac arrest.
Okay, I'm like, why do I go to the heart then? Why is it in the heart?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think he's a non-swimmer, hit the water and panicked and put him into cardiac arrest. However, he has been dealing with health issues prior to the accident, and I was sort of, you know, when dad calls, it's sort of, "Oh, yeah, you're the only one who answers me. I call your sister, she never answers, but you always answer." So, him and I we did have a certain amount of closeness in our
That would
relationship.
make sense why he said, you know what, you were always there for me and I'm always going to be there for you. The way that you cared for me at the end of my life, I'm going to give you that same respect. And just so you know, when I was shocked to hear that he drowned, because they always take me through their passing, not from their
Yeah, he
perspective.
actually did not drown.
That's
He was
exactly. As soon as I said that, he goes, I didn't drown. What part of heart attack did you miss? But when
yeah,
you said that he fell into the water or whatever tragic accident, he's like, thank God for that heart attack, because he didn't want to drown. So he was glad that he had the heart attack, because he'd rather have that than drown, because he was
yeah,
deathly afraid of that.
he was.
So he's like, thank God God took me with the heart attack. He's not sad about that. He just wants you to know that you're safe and protected, and that as you go, here's the other thing. He's going to send gas money. He's pulling his energy back, but he just gave you like $500 or something like that for gas money for this trip to go there.
Oh,
He's paying for it. So when they say something like that, it's not because you can't pay for it yourself. It's because he wants you to know he's there. So he'll give you something like that, so that when that money comes in, you'll get a rebate from somewhere you weren't expecting it, or a bonus from here, or a birthday money from someone, or whatever it is. You'll be like, holy shit, that's $500. That's what Dad said he was sending me. That's for gas. Know that he's going to be there with you.
that's actually funny you say that, because there was a few times I couldn't do trips with the family, including him, to Manitoba, because I said I couldn't afford the gas. So he
So
probably
listen,
wants to make sure I go this summer.
that's exactly. He's like, I'll pay for the gas, but you got to ask him, because he's not allowed to interrupt your free will. This is how you
Okay,
still connect and communicate with him. Because if you say, okay, Dad, if you're still here, send me the gas, and then $500 shows up for the gas, you know it's him.
I'll send you a note when I get that 500 gas.
That's awesome. I love those. I just got a book email from somebody last night about all the validation she had when she left the house after her reading. So I love those.
Oh,
Please do.
yeah,
Okay, I'm going to let him pull his energy back, though. He's so excited for you. Just relief. No, she's going to be okay. You're going to find the answers. You just got to start writing. I'm finding the answers. Every day I find answers. Every day I get a new understanding. It's coming. Change your speech, change your
yeah,
life.
I will,
Okay.
and I will do the homework.
Awesome. And one more thing I want to say about that is that for you and every other mama out there, never underestimate how powerful your prayers and your visualizations for your children are. They are extraordinarily powerful, and they hugely make a difference in their lives. So watch for that, because what you'll find is as you do these visualizations, all of a sudden, don't tell your daughter you're doing them. And then watch how things start changing. And she'll be like, Mom, this is so weird. Things are changing. And you can be like, you don't say. Look at this letter I wrote 2 weeks ago. Boom. I've been working on this. I've been praying for you. See how my prayers work? It'll blow
Yes.
your freaking mind. Okay. I'm letting them pull back. Have an
Yeah. Thank
amazing
you.
rest of your day. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I'm going to stay online and listen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, Wanda, I gotta come to you because you've written me a couple of emails and I'm an asshole and haven't gotten back to you yet. I'm sorry, I've just been really busy. And I saw that you were in the car earlier, so I want to make sure I get to you before you are indisposed of. Uh-oh. Can you see me? You're on mute, hun. We might have a technological glitch here. Oh, there.
Hi,
Hi, hun. How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you okay? Is everything okay? Because A, I know that you're a member, so you could come tomorrow if you wanted. B, I did get that email a couple of days ago and forgot to email you back until I saw you sign up today. I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to get back to her. Is everything okay?
That's okay.
You have a focus, hun?
No, everything is well. I
Good.
just needed to talk to you and just,
Okay.
do the. Seems like I haven't seen you for so long.
I know you don't come to members as often anymore, but that tells me you're out living your best life. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Aw, your daughter's like jumping up and down. She's like, it's me, it's my turn. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I knew you were in the
Yes.
car, but you're not driving, right?
No, I'm not driving.
Awesome. Hi, Daddy, I heard. Hi, Daddy.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to do this? So no focus, just see what she has to say. Is it your daughter you want to
Yes,
talk to?
yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Um, should I
Uh-oh.
pull
Wanda, you're freezing.
over?
Yeah, you're gonna have to pull over.
Okay,
It's freezing. Yeah,
okay.
she's so excited. I don't know where you're going, but she is awfully excited. Like her energy is so high.
Oh my gosh. She must like
Oh, I don't want to miss
what
what you're saying.
we're doing. Up.
Hold on, Wanda. I didn't catch any of that because you're chopping in and out on me here.
Oh no.
Do I go on top of the hill?
Well, it's good now if you just stay still now.
Okay.
Okay, stay still.
Perfect. What did you just say there?
I said, oh my gosh, you must be getting excited for what we're gonna do.
Yes, she is so excited that every time you start talking about it, your freaking internet starts cutting out because she's that excited. Blah, blah, blah. Slow down, honey. You know how I explained that their vibrations vibrate really high, and when they get excited, it vibrates even higher, and then they affect your technology? So every time you start talking about that, you start cutting in and out, but you're fine now. It's just that she gets so excited. Where are you going?
We're going up north next in 2 weeks
Oh, she's so
over
excited.
in Norday Kootenai Plains area. Yeah,
Okay,
a
slow down.
real, a lot of us, of course.
So interesting. I don't even have to do a connection exercise to get this information because I've been reading for you for so long. She's like, yeah, yeah, you're already connected. Just show them this. She showed me
Yeah.
horses. Horses. Is there horses up north where you're going?
Yes, we saw wild horses when we went through the forest reserve. We attempted to go to up north a day before, and we attempted to take the mountain road, and that was such an adventure. And we kept meeting up with wild horses, and
I'm
they have
telling you,
beautiful long hair.
I have shivers. That was your daughter. Because she's like showing me, sending you the horses, like showing me the horses and how excited she is. And the horses, that's me. I love those. That was her. She sent you and lined you up with those horses. And I love what you just said there because that's a bigger, broader message than you even realize. Sometimes we think we're lost, but we're not. We're being lined up exactly where we need to be for the adventure we didn't know we needed.
Yes, I agree.
She's like, and now we get to go twice because you didn't get all the way there that time. You had to come back or something?
Yes,
Because she's
we
like, now we
it
get to go
got
again.
later. Yeah, and
Is
then
it
we took the other road, which was beautiful too.
is it one of
So we cheers, and when we go up, sorry,
That's okay, you finish and then I'll ask.
no, it's going to be quite an adventure when we go up with a lot of our spiritual family is coming.
Oh, no wonder she's so excited. Are the boys going to? Because she keeps talking about the boys. The boys, 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 boys. And I'm not sure if it's their birthday or something because I'm also getting a rose for them as well for one of the kids. There's a birthday and anniversary. Oh, maybe it's you guys. Is your wedding anniversary coming up as well?
No, it's our grandson, Alec, is the 12th.
Of this
So
month?
yeah,
Of June?
yeah, yeah. So
So
much happening in June.
it's interesting because she's throwing these messages at me, right? This is why I call them puzzle pieces because I'm trying to work how they fit in your world. That the puzzle piece doesn't change, but how it aligns in your world does, depending on how you validate it. And what she was showing me was the rose around the grandson, and then she gave it to you guys too. And I'm like, so is that their anniversary? Like, what does that mean? Is this the grandson that lives with you?
Yes,
That's why.
yeah. And probably the rose to us because, her brother's graduating too. We have
Oh,
so
there we
much
go.
happening. Yeah,
So she's not missing that either. She's like, do you see why I'm so excited, Tracy? This is why I'm so excited.
yes,
She said she's proud of Dad. I don't know what that means. She's like, tell Dad I'm so proud of him. I'm so freaking proud of him. It feels like a health thing. Like, I don't know if he just lost some weight or there's something health-wise she's really proud of him for. Oh,
yes. I think because he's become more active now and he's building his muscle.
he's starting to work out and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
and
she's
work
loving.
with the horses again and the cows and the bulls, the whole works of them.
That's why she sent you horses. Because he's been as soon as you said that, I'm like, why are you proud of him for working out? Like, what do you mean by that? And she's like, and you said now he's working with the horses again. And I saw the heart go around Dad, which is my symbol for healing and reconnection. It's been some time since he's been able to do that, work with the horses and stuff like that, and he loves that. So what she did was line you up with a sign that was letting you know you were on the right path by lining you up with the wild horses. Her way
Nice.
of saying how
Yes,
proud she is of Dad for what he's doing now. Look, Dad, I'm so amazingly proud of you. I'm so glad you're working with horses. I'm sending you horses. She wants him to know that she's there with him.
good.
And I can hear
Yes.
the drums too, times two, she said. So it feels like there was just a powwow or a ceremony or something that you would have just gone to recently, and there's one coming up. When you say that trip north, I'm sure there's drums there, but there's something
Yeah.
about drums that just passed too. She gave you a drum.
Yeah.
Do you have your own drum?
Um, I was given my sister's drum by her daughter.
Recently?
No, when she passed away in 2020,
Ah,
I have her drum.
that's your sister's drum?
Yeah,
So your sister's there too. She's going with you on that trip north. She's stepping forward, but she said that you need to play that drum more. She's like, listen, you got to play it. She's like literally giving you a drum. It's not just about drums. It's about, I know you have a drum because I saw somebody give it you. And so she's letting you know that there will be a lot of effect for you in the drumming as well. Sometimes drumming gets that momentum going, gets that rhythm going again, gets the energy moving in a new direction. So as I was saying to Amanda earlier, you got to visualize and focus on where you want to go and what you want, and blah, blah, blah. Drumming that can help get that energy moving in motion even faster. Does that make sense? And I'm preaching to
mm-hmm.
the choir here. I know that. But she's kicking your butt and saying you need to use that drum because you don't use it.
Yeah, true. I should.
It will help you. That what she just said is that when you start working that into your routine every day, if even if you just took 5 minutes of find a beat to drum with your feet on the ground outside or whatever, just 5 minutes of that, you're gonna within a week you're gonna feel the transformation in your soul so dramatically.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I love that.
She's like, you know what? Would have worked for me too if I had used it more. I went up be on this side.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's her character.
She's like, so know that I'm going up there with you too. She's got your parents there with them.
Yeah, her daughter's coming with me.
See, no wonder she's stepping forward and talking about this. If your daughter's going with her, she's going with you. I love that
Yes,
because I tell people this all the time. When you do things that they used to like to do, they go with you.
yes.
When we stop doing the things that we used to do with them, you don't feel their presence as much anymore. So you got to keep
No.
doing those things, and the more you do them, the more they come with you. And you don't have to tell me she used to like to do that with you. The second that you tell me you're going there, all the people that like to go there too start coming forward. Take the
Oh,
drum.
good.
I don't know why you need to take the drum with you, but take the drum.
Okay, I will.
She said, you'll see.
Okay.
Aw. Know that your daughter's not missing a thing, that she's right there with you and loving you guys so much. And you see how much easier and clearer the connection got as soon as she settled down a little bit?
Yes.
Because she's got so much peace in her heart. That's literally the message. She's so excited for you guys. You guys have worked your butts off to get to this level of peace and joy and happiness. And now it's affecting all of the rest of the family members. That joy is spreading. And they're just so grateful.
Oh, good.
And the more you
Good.
are in that alignment of peace and love and joy, the more miraculously beautiful alignments you're going to get, like wild horses. That's a beautiful nature moment that you can't buy.
Mm-hmm.
That only comes when
That's
you're in a
so
good place.
amazing. Yeah.
She's so proud of
Yeah.
Dad. She's like, Dad, you keep going because you got to be here and take care of Mom and my boys for a long time. So she's just
Yeah,
so proud of him.
that's true.
Oh, they're starting to pull their energy back, hon. Any questions
Okay.
before I totally let them pull back?
No, they can pull back. I just know that they're with me and that's
Feel
great.
them. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. They just said, crank that music. Crank it. Was there a song you were just listening to before you came here?
Yes. Yeah. We listen to our tunes and our drum songs, everything.
I'm telling you, I can still hear the drums.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you
enjoy
so much,
the rest.
Tracy.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your drive. And thank you for
Yes.
forgiving me for being bad at emails. I suck at emails sometimes. I really do.
Oh, that's okay. You're just looking great, and I'm so glad you're getting healthy.
Thank you. Me too. It's about freaking time. 10 years of
It
this
is.
condition and now I'm free.
That's right. Have a great
Okay.
day.
You too.
Okay.
Okay, Maureen. I'm not used to having you here. I can see your grandma over there going, ooh, ooh, ooh. So we're really going to meet today. Usually, a lot of the times when I talk to you, it's you and I talking. Spirit will throw stuff in, but it's not really them stepping forward. She's like, ha ha, you're going to talk to me now. Do you have a focus today?
I
You always
asked
have a focus.
questions yesterday. Last night,
You what?
asked them all the questions last night and this morning. So we'll see what they have to say.
All right, not like you're testing me or anything, hey? Okay, hold on. Your grandma's bringing some other people forward. Okay, let's do this. I know I've read for you a lot too, but we're connecting because she's bringing some more people with her too. Both feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes and then take a deep breath, picturing it start at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me. Interesting. Oh, okay, so the gentleman is stepping forward. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. Here's what's going on. As soon as we connect, and I'm going to keep my eyes closed for a minute here just because it's easier for me to see them this way, is right away I saw them give you paint, and I'm like, what's the paint for? And they rolled their eyes at me, and I'm like, okay, that usually means it's obvious. And so then I thought for a second, I'm like, oh, right, she did say something about painting a couple of days ago or the other day, or doing something with the gentleman. Slow this down. This is why she has I think it's your grandfather behind her, but I think it's dad's dad. Maybe I got that wrong. It's the grandfather that also worked with his hands or was very good hands-on. It feels like one grandfather would be very good hands-on and one is not very good hands-on. Is that dad's dad that's very hands-on? Yes, that's what I thought. So she's bringing him forward, and then I heard executive decision. We got to make an executive decision. Like there's some kind of decision. I don't remember what you were doing, painting or something like that, but there's another step that has to be done that they're talking about. Like next step, I don't know what that means because you didn't give me a focus. So we'll go through that in a second. But there's something else that they're trying to help align, like building the building or repairing the building. See, when you leave it open like that, your loved ones are going to step forward and talk about what's going on in your life. They're going to talk about what they think they can help with, or you know what I mean? So it's like
They are painting the building. The decision might be, do we do a second coat or not? That's the only decision I can think of. That would have to be with the building. No.
was there talk about that then? Because and when you said that, I heard executive decision. And so, and I can feel the energy going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, so you guys would have had to talk about that. It wouldn't be just a thing there. It would have been like you were talking about this.
Yeah.
So that's what your grandma brought him forward for. And I'm like saying to her in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm not used to talking to you on a public platform. I'm like, how much of this can I say publicly? Like, what am I supposed to? I know too much. I don't want to just go bleh. But they're bringing forward things about the heart now. Because it felt fun. They're taking me to that day, and it feels fun. It feels easy. It feels funny. It feels joyful. It feels comical back and forth. It feels like, do we want to do this again? Does that make sense?
I think so.
It's interesting. She just showed me we're going in 3 directions at the same time. It's like work, relationships, health. Work, relationships, health. Work, relationships, health. It's like they're trying to do all 3 at the same time. Whatever question you ask for that is affecting all 3 of them. Slow that down. See, this, I don't know why they keep bringing me back to the building and saying we can do more here. There's something else in the building that you can do. Now, I want to know what one of your questions are around. I don't want to use names. I think, is who we're going to here, okay? Because it feels like they're trying to give you ideas of more things that can be done, or things that are, it's almost like I'm trying to invent ways that we can be around each other, be together. Like I can feel the brain activity going, well, what if I do this? Well, can I do this? Like, it's almost like there's ideas coming in to connect. And it doesn't have to be just around the repairs, if that makes sense. But then as soon as I go to that energy, it feels like you've left that behind. It's very confusing. You're back and forth. And this is how I'm feeling like I'm getting the energy. It's like one day I want you right here. The next day it's like, get the frick away and I don't care anymore. And then it's like, yes, I do care. And so this is affecting your manifestations. You understand? You're being incongruent here. You know what your grandma just said? This is all happening like this because if you've been feeling that up and down, it's the equivalent of me with my black eyes last week. It has to get worse so that you can figure out the cure to make it better. Your cure that you've got to sit with is regulating the emotional energy. She teases you. She's like, it's that redheaded stuff. We're used to just letting it out. But learning how to sit and regulate it. Do you know what I mean? Sit with that emotion. That's what you're supposed to be learning right now. And then she gave you a travel brochure and said, yes, finally. Did you book it? Where are you going?
No, I didn't because my daughter and son-in-law just bought a house. So they're looking for help to pack, and that will be a really good distraction. So no, I haven't booked anything.
It's
I've been
interesting.
thinking about it.
That's why she's showing me 3 directions. You can't go in 3 directions at the same time. Book the vacation for after that. Because what you just described, yes, it's a distraction, but is it fun? Does it feel refreshing? Does it feel like self-care? No. So doing all of that is going to take away from some of your energy. Having something at the end of it to look forward to is going to bring balance to that situation. See, your problem sometimes is that you get too up one way or the other. Do you know what I mean? It's about learning to keep it balanced in between. So she's like, book the vacation for the end of the summer or for after they have, a month or so after they move into the house, so that you have something to look forward to. It's going to go better than you think. As far as the house goes, she's like, stop worrying. All this worrying is just going to make it worse. There's not as much work to do as you think. Why do we think there's so much work to do? Not as much as you think.
In case they decide to paint or clean their other house or just get ready. I think I'm just using the excuse to keep busy.
I love what you just said there. There's a difference between keeping busy and thriving, isn't there? You've been keeping yourself busy for like 10 years. You've been distracting yourself from the thoughts that frustrate you, and that's what they're showing me, that you have to sit with those thoughts, not so much distract yourself. You've got to sit with them and learn how to make the choices and decisions that will elevate your joy. You're used to putting everybody else's needs ahead of your own. Well, I can't have joy because I got to do this, 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 and this. And exactly what you just said, keep them busy so that you don't think about what you're missing out on. Truth is, you just got to plan to do what you want to do and then help everybody at the same time. And you're not missing out on anything. You get the best of both worlds. But they're not going to let you anymore. It feels like you've done too much hard work, you've done too much praying to stay in the same place that you were before, that you've got to do this differently than you've done before, and you're not stuck, and you're not alone, and you're not any of those things. It's funny, did you hear what I was saying to Amanda earlier? You've just been telling that story for a long time. You got to get up and say, there's this new exercise that God has had me doing recently, and it's so working. It's working probably faster than anything else I've ever done. It's kind of shocking because I've done all the I am exercises and all that. But the new one that he's got me doing is saying my name and saying, I am Tracy Horsman, and I am wealthy in more ways than one. I am wealthy in spirit. I'm wealthy in love. I have love all around me. My name is Tracy and I'm loved. My name is Tracy and I am taken care of. My name is Tracy and blah, 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 blah. You have to say, my name is, and I am, da, da, da. And you're going to say the things that you want to be, not necessarily the things that you are already. You're going to say the things that you want to be. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, because they don't want to see you go down that trap again like you've done before and waste the whole summer. That's exactly what she's like, nuh-uh, you're not going to do that. You're not going to waste the whole summer keeping busy, putting everybody else's needs ahead of your own, so that by the end of the summer, you're like, well, what about me? What about you? You got to put you first. You're going to feel so much better too. Do you have a bike?
Mhm.
Do you go bike riding?
Yeah, I got it out a few times.
Like recently?
Yeah, this month or last month. Last month. I didn't use it last year.
Ah, because she's like showing me the bike, and I'm like, that's weird. She's like, go for a bike ride. Just go get the wind on your face. Just go out, have a bike ride. You know, their messages are telling me you're in a much better place than you think, but you need to sage your house for sure. Especially now that I'm seeing you, I can feel and see the energy behind you. When was the last time that you've saged?
A few weeks ago.
It's time. Every time, I want you to think about every time you have I don't want to call it an emotional outburst, but sometimes it feels like triggers, right? It feels like little flare ups. That's the word I want to use. Every time you have an emotional flare up, you have to understand that if you have psychic or intuitive abilities, those flare ups literally send out energy that you can't see with your physical eyes. Look at what happened when I had my emotional flare up a few weeks ago. Now I have my modem blew. Now I have no doorbell. My front entrance light doesn't work. My bedroom lights don't work. My bathroom light doesn't work. It all blew at the same time. That emotional energy, you can't see it with your physical eyes, but every time you have a flare up like that, it goes boof through your house. If you do not cleanse it afterwards, you're waiting in that kind of thick, murky, negative energy. So you have to know that if you have a flare up, you cleanse it right afterwards. And then it's not going to linger as long. Does that make sense? They heard your prayers. You just got to relax. Because she's like telling you to so relax, especially around the relationship thing. Because there is somebody coming in and it is inevitable. The problem is you don't believe that. See, what's going on is that you're pregnant, not with a baby, but with a relationship. And when we get pregnant with something sometimes, so I probably given you this analogy before. When you ask God for a baby, you don't wake up with a baby in your arms, do you? You wake up, you get fatter and fatter and fatter every day. You get swollen ankles, you get heartburn, you get all these issues. And if you do not know that that is part of the creation process for the child, then every day you go to bed for 7 months and you're like, God, please give me a baby. Please give me a baby. Every day you don't wake up with a baby. You wake up fat. You wake up sore. You wake up all this stuff. And you're like, God, what the hell? I asked you for a baby. Where's my baby? It's like the baby is coming. It's inevitable. It's coming. And what you are experiencing right now is the baby's development. You can't get to the baby without all of this process first. I think that's where you forget that sometimes. When you're in the wait, you forget that it's inevitable. He's coming. You forget that part. You forget that this is just the process part. And if you would say, thank you for getting me through this faster. I know this is part of the process. Thank you for getting me through this part faster. Thank you for giving me the clarity I need to get through this part of the process faster. Because I know he's inevitable. I know it's coming up. If you start thinking about it as inevitable, it will get here so much faster. The problem is your energy is going like this. One day you believe it. The next day you're like, screw that. I don't believe it anymore. So it's hard to manifest when it's hard to get anywhere when you're doing that. Do you see what I mean? You got to believe it to see it. You don't see it to believe it. You believe it to see it. Okay, as far as the kids, your grandma's you're welcome. We helped with that. And she's snapping her fingers. Like it happened quicker than we were expecting, or it just went done. That's why it's not going to be as much work as you think, because they bought exactly the house that they need. It's like, it's got everything that they need. It's like she literally wrote down, she's like, she did her homework. She wrote down everything she wanted. Your grandparents listened and served it up to her on a platter like that. It's even got the extra bedroom. Oh, does it have an extra bedroom? Is it a 4-bedroom?
There's probably one downstairs.
And did you hear your phone behind you? It rang. Spiritual emphasis. It's not an accident. Spiritual emphasis. And I do remember the last few times I've talked to you, I keep saying there's another baby on the way, there's another baby on the way, there's another baby on the way. And I'm getting that message while I'm talking to you now. It's like moving the house, then it's like you going doing your travel now, because then there's going to be another baby and it's going to be harder for you to get around then because she's really going to need mama then. So she's timing it right. Your grandma is timing it right and saying there's even another room in this house for the baby that is going to be coming not that long from now. Are you cooking something too? Because she gave you an apron.
I don't know.
Why would she give you an apron? Are you inviting someone over for dinner?
I was gonna invite the workers over at some point, but
I'm telling you, that's what she's talking about. I like how you say the workers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
two of them. Safer in numbers.
She's like, do it. I love that though, because it's like close, but he can't touch. Do you know what I mean? See, you can't get to what is right for you if you keep getting distracted by what's not right for you. So they have to send you something that's not right for you so that you can choose and say, no, I don't want that. Because that is what triggers the right bus. I know you're standing there waiting for the bus. We've had this conversation before. It's like, I want this bus. I know exactly what kind of bus I want. But every time God sends you the wrong bus, you're like, well, maybe I can make this wrong bus work. Maybe we could make this work. It's close to what I want. No, saying no to the wrong bus is what triggers the right bus. And that is where you got to sit with yourself, right? And remind yourself in those moments where you're having that flare up of an emotional flare up, you got to remind yourself, no. I'd rather wait for the right thing than settle for the wrong thing. And that's why sometimes you can't soothe this by being distracted, because that's not the answer. The answer is not distracting yourself. The answer is talking yourself through it until it feels better. And that's the skill that you need to get better at. Does that make sense? And if you can fix that one skill, then it fixes every area of your life. It's kind of like, it's funny, she just compared it to fasting in my head. It's kind of like when you're fasting. So and you've done a fast now. So when you're fasting and you get that first flare up of hunger, we've been trained to think that that hunger means that we're hungry and we need to go get food. But actually, it's just a physiological reaction that goes away within minutes if you ignore it, right? Mm-hmm. If you drink water and salt water, then that hunger pain will subside like a wave, like a flare up, right? You just got to give it a little bit of time and it will subside, and then you're not tempted no more, right? So if you can think about those emotional flare-ups like that this is a wave, I'm just going to talk myself through it, I'm not going to succumb to it. Just like you did when you fasted. You talked yourself through that and that wave passed. In that moment, that's what you forget, is that this wave will pass. You keep telling yourself, I felt like this forever, and I'm going to feel like this forever, and I'm going to feel like that tomorrow. When is it going to end? That's the story you keep telling yourself. So the new story you need to say is that this is just a wave, and this too shall pass. And I'm going to make it through this wave, and I'm not going to succumb to that. I am okay. I'm not sad. I'm happy. I am this. Blah, 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 blah. And you're going to talk yourself through, and that wave's going to go like that. And the minute that you are able to pull yourself out of that emotional flare up, whew, did you hear Wanda? It's not an accident you're here today either. You heard her reading when maybe you don't know the backstory on Wanda, but she's had one heck of a time over the last number of years. Her family's been through the ringer in more ways than we can even imagine. And she lost her daughter a number of years ago, a pain I can't even imagine. And so the fact that, and not just that, they were addicted to some hard stuff before she came to see me. And since she's been coming to me, she's completely healed all those addictions. Her and her husband are getting so healthy. They've reconnected with their community. They're big parts in the community. And now that they got their vibrations flowing again and in that positive frequency, they're even getting wild horses sent to them because that's what happens. As soon as you can regulate that emotional frequency and you can maintain it for a little while, no matter what dips you go, you come right back up, then everything that matches that frequency comes pouring in. So you just got to remind yourself, this wave shall pass. I got this. And you got to start doing your homework a little bit more, as far as I am happy, I am joyful, I am blessed, I am wealthy, I am free, you need to do the I ams. And your grandma just said, busted, that you don't do that very often, do you?
It's hard to do when you're in a slump.
No, it's not. It's not hard to do. The thing is that you've told yourself it's hard to do in a slump. Say, I'm beautiful. Say that. Say, I am lovable.
I'm lovable.
Is that hard? It's not hard to say those words. What's hard is that you tell yourself that it's hard, and you tell yourself you can't say those things. And the fact that that just made you emotional says that you haven't heard that enough, and that you need to say those things to yourself every single day. The next time you hear your brain say that's hard to say, you go, shut up, brain. No, it's not. You're going to do it. I can say the words. That's not hard. What is hard is showing up for yourself every day. It's not hard to brush your teeth either. Some people hate doing that. You just have to discipline yourself to do it. The only reason why it feels hard is because it's uncomfortable. It's because you're not used to it, so it feels hard. And when you say those words, you almost don't believe it. Why? Because you've been saying the opposite for so fucking long. And that's why you can't line up with this energy. You got to know it. You are beautiful. Look at you. You're gorgeous. And you have so much going for you in your life. And you just got to tell yourself that and remind yourself of that. And the minute that you do, life will have your back and your loved ones have your back, and they will send that to you. And when you know your worth, you don't settle for somebody who's not treating you your worth. Took me a long time to learn that. That's why I love these readings now, the way that I'm doing them. I don't care if there's one person here, if there's 4 people here, if there's 50 people here. I love that I'm being respected for my time now. I love that people value my time enough that they will pay for it, that I don't have to give it away for free. And, when I was giving it away for free all the time, it's almost like in the back of my head, I had that message too. I'm not good enough. They have to have it for free. They wouldn't pay for it, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So the minute that you put yourself in that discipline where you have to start speaking good to yourself, you will start making new choices and decisions that will protect yourself and keep you in that energy. Does that make sense? That's the only thing that she said, that's the only thing that you're still working on and you're getting better at every single day. You don't suck at it, so don't say that. You don't suck at it. It's not hard. And did you see your camera just spike when I said that? Your camera light just went shh. Because that's literally symbolic of the second that you get into that mode, all the lights come back on. Everything clears up. So the next time you feel an emotional flare-up, instead of sitting down and getting upset and bleh, let me tell you, if you had consequences like I do, when you get upset, you don't let yourself get upset no more. You sit there and you go, it's okay, Tracy, calm down, don't get upset, don't lose any more lights in your house, come on, relax. You will talk yourself through it. If you lost all the electricity in your house every time you got an emotional flare-up, wouldn't you? So the next time you get an emotional flare-up, let that be the red light, the bing, 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 that says, okay, I need to sit down and love on myself for just 5 minutes. You don't have to sit there for an hour. You just have to set the timer on your phone for 5 minutes and challenge yourself for 5 minutes to love yourself in every possible way and speak what you want, as if, because the universe is listening. It's the waitress is always here with the pad and paper ready to serve you whatever you speak. So if you're speaking about all your frustrations, you're getting served more of those before you can line up with the good stuff, because you can't go in 2 directions at the same time. So long story short, this is happening to help you regulate those emotions, because the next time you get an emotional flare-up, and it happens that quick too, the next time you get an emotional flare-up, because see, my emotional flare-up came from my health. It came from everything going around, like all the stuff going on in my finances and everything going on with work. And then the health was the final trigger for me. It was like, I can deal with all these other challenges, but now you're going to make me sick and in pain at the same time? Fuck you then, you know what I mean? And in that moment, I needed that meltdown moment to make sure that the next time that big health thing happened, that I would, instead of having that reaction, I had a different reaction. I had a reaction of thanking God for it and going, okay, this is more than I can handle. So thank you for giving me this, and thank you for healing it really quickly, because I don't want to deal with this anymore. And the minute that I was able to refocus that emotional energy instead of going, blah, then it turned out, and I got the answer. The answer I've been waiting for 10 years that I couldn't get before, because every time I would be starting to be inspired to get the answer, I freak out. So I go in the opposite direction. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? So the next time you feel that flare up or those ideas are coming in that tell you the opposite, you're going to sit down and you're going to go, no, 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 I recognize this. I'm not having a flare up. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to tell myself that and what I did, I'm healthy. I am protected. I have so many souls around me that love and protect me. I'm a freaking psychic medium. They can guide me towards the answer. I can receive the answer. I can. And the more you get going on it, the easier it becomes. And then bam, it comes in. Your only job is to make sure that you do not allow yourself to deal with those emotional flare-ups. And now we have a new term for it. I love it. She just gave me a new term, emotional flare-up. I've never used that before today, but that's what we will call it. It's an emotional flare-up. Because if you can see it as a flare-up, you know it's not forever. You know it's just temporary. And you know that you can control it before it gets out of hand. It's funny. She's like, just like you do with a cold sore. As soon as you start feeling that little sucker come on, you blast it with lysine, right? The second you start feeling that emotional flare-up come on, you blast it with I love you, you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're amazing, you can have whatever you want, blah, 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 blah. You blast it with that and you get through it and you don't go down that rabbit hole. Make sense? And then she's like, make the dinner. Make the dinner. Because it's a really good idea that gives you having company coming in and gives you things to do and keeps you in a little bit of that energy that's fun, something to look forward to, right? Why do I see 3 though? You said workers. I only knew of 2, but I see 3.
Me? I don't know.
Interesting. So I know you guys play this card game.
Used to.
Just because it's been a month doesn't mean used to. You guys play this card game. Crib, I think it's called, right? Can you play that with 3 people? Do you need 4?
Yeah, I think you can.
I'm seeing a 3 people crib game, so it could be with you. I just want to say this. It's not that you're not wanted. It's that you're valuable and he can't afford you. There's a difference. He knows in order to have you in his life, he needs to do and be A, B, C, and D, and he can't. You understand? There's a difference between not being able to afford something very valuable and not wanting it. Big difference. And that's one of the things you need to remind yourself of, because every time you start thinking that, you go down the opposite direction and you can't go forward and backward at the same time. That's one of those thoughts that keeps taking you in the wrong direction. Okay. She's not used to having just so little time. She just said, she's like, okay, I'll shush up now. I'm trying to pull my energy back. I'm not used to having this little time. Usually sometimes you and I get stuck on the phone for like 2-3 hours. But so let me say this. Is there any questions that she didn't cover? Anything that they didn't bring up that you wanted to ask before I let them pull their energy back?
Well, I think I know the answer to this one. I keep thinking it because it feels so mentally exhausting. I was going to go on the True Hope products because they're really good for your brain. And I keep thinking, is it that?
No, sweetie, we've had this conversation before. You keep looking for the answer in a supplement or something like that, and you are as healthy as they freaking come. You are so healthy. You're healthy and you're beautiful, and you got to know that so that when it's the flare up, and the only reason why you feel like that it's so emotionally overwhelming and exhausting, is because you have not taken the time to pump your tires up. You have not spent as much time focusing on how happy you are, how loved you are, how beautiful you are, how amazing you are. You don't spend time in that energy. You've spent so much time in this other energy. So that's why it feels like that, because you've been marinating in that for so long. When you start reminding yourself who you are every single day, do the homework, honey, do the homework. 5 minutes every day when you wake up, 5 minutes before you go to bed. I am Maureen and I am beautiful. I am Maureen and I am lovable. I am Maureen and I have the ability to love so many other people and they love me right back. I am Maureen and I am successful. I'm Maureen and I'm free. I could keep going. You got to say these things to yourself, and more, even more personal and private than what I've been saying. You got to say those things to yourself. The more you say those things to yourself, the better you will feel. It's like any of those supplements. I know you head up the supplement company. You're like, I got to find it in one of these. No, it's here. It's in your heart. That is the pill that you need. It's a 5-minute pill in the morning and a 5-minute pill in the evening. And if you could just do that for 2 weeks, give it the 2-week trial. You'll give other supplements 2 weeks. Give this 2-week trial. Set your phone and discipline yourself to do it. If you say to yourself, I'm going to do this, whether it's I like it or not, I'm going to do it. You'll do it, right? And then see how you feel at the end of that. Because what you're going to feel at the end of that is you're going to feel powerful. You're going to feel in control. You're going to feel validated. You're going to start making choices and decisions that will line up with that energy. You're going to see what choices and decisions you're making now that are not making you feel validated. Do you know what I mean? Which you can't see in the energy you're in right now. Just like me doing the free readings for 10 years. And then I even doubled them and made them even more and did them even more. Didn't alleviate the problem for me, did it? Not even a little bit. But the second that I started loving on myself and valuing myself and saying, no, Tracy, your gift is just as good as any of those other people that, or better than some of those people that they're paying $100 or $200 to watch them read for someone else. If you would only respect yourself, they would come to you in that way. And the second that I started respecting myself, bam, everything changed. It's the same thing going on with you, just in a different way, relationship-wise. You got to love yourself, and then everybody comes in that loves you too, and the whole thing starts changing. The only reason that hasn't happened yet is because you have not disciplined yourself to sit your ass down and say good things to yourself every day. That's the only difference. You've had more than 60 years of saying negative stuff to yourself every day and hearing negative stuff. So if you're in that energy, you have to sit in the other energy for some time before it starts erasing the old. So 2 weeks, do that. It's funny because that lines right up with when is your daughter moving in? July 1st?
They get possession end of June, but also it also lines up with the painting will be done. So
Gotcha.
move on.
Well, maybe not. See, what you just said right there is not a positive statement. What
I
you
know.
just said there is you just reinforced how negative you feel in that situation. I felt it. I felt it like a kick in the heart. Why do you say that to yourself? Because you feel like, see, what you're telling yourself is after that it's gone and it's going to be gone and I'm going to be alone and nobody wants me. And that's the thoughts that's going on here. Just with that little statement, I can feel the dramatic energy. It's like a train going 100 miles an hour down the wrong track. You don't stop that train. You can't not think about those things. So if I say stop thinking that, you still think it. If I say don't think of an elephant, you just saw an elephant in your head. You can't not think of something. The way that you change the algorithm is by thinking about what you do want, thinking about how much you do love yourself, thinking about how positive things are, thinking about all the advantages you have now, thinking about those things, and then that momentum will change. But you have to discipline yourself to do that. That's the only thing that is going to take you from where you are to where you need to go. And when you start doing that, what's going to happen is you're going to be like, you know what? In a couple of weeks, I can't wait to see what happens in a couple of weeks because I've been doing my homework for this whole 2 weeks and I'm in this positive energy now. And in 2 weeks, that painting's done. But because I'm doing things differently than I've ever done before, I'm going to line up with different than I've ever got before. I'm not getting the same old because I did things completely different this time. So I can't wait to see what happens after 2 weeks. Oh, this is so exciting. When you start saying stuff like that to yourself, it gets exciting. But when you say, oh, same old, same old, same old, same old, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. That train of thought is very thick in your mind. Write it out. Write it out. Visualize it. Sit down visualizing. Like I said to the other lady earlier, you got to visualize yourself being loved and loving. You got to feel it. You got to see yourself waking up a day in the life of having that kind of relationship. You got to smell the smells, hear the sounds, all of it. 5 minutes a day. Even your computer agreed. You didn't do that on purpose. They did. Synchronicity. There's no such thing as synchronicity. Blah. No such thing as fluke, random, or chance. That is synchronicity and alignment and spiritual emphasis. The answer is this simple, not hard. This simple. It costs zero money and it takes 2 weeks. What better could you want? I've been suffering with my eyes for 10 years. It took 2 days to start feeling better. But if somebody had said to me when I had that giant flare up, 2 weeks, completely free cure, just takes 2 weeks of your time and 5 minutes of your time, would you do it? Fucking rates, I would be doing it because I've been in pain so long. I don't want to be in pain anymore. And so this is all it's going to take to get better. Yeah. Your cure's free. You just need the discipline to do it. And I promise you, at the end of that 2 weeks, things are going to line up differently. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I do know that they showed me that this one thing is the answer to all 3 problems. And that if you do this, you're going to see exactly how dramatically this affects you. And all it takes is that once. Once you see it happen once, it's like that aha moment, and then you never go back. You're like, oh, shoot, I did that before. I could do that again. And then you get into that habit. You just have to develop the skill. So book the vacation for like the end of July or something like that, August something, and give yourself something to look forward to, especially over the next 2 weeks. It's like over the next 2 weeks, well, you're still doing the painting and the stuff like that. And yes, I think it needs another coat. But over the next 2 weeks, when that thought comes into your head that when this is over, it's going to suck, you're going to be like, no, it's not. I'm going on vacation when this is over. Woo-woo! You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to put those pieces in place. And they've already got it lined up for you, and you're going to get a bit of a discount on that. So watch. Okay, now she's pulling her energy back. I hope that was helpful.
Very much.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you don't have to leave. You can stay. I'm going to talk to Christina now, but I'm so glad you were here today. It was fun. I don't usually get to see you when I'm reading for you. We do it on the phone all the time.
This is good.
Awesome. All right, Christina. Did you just vacuum your house, Christina? I'm hearing a vacuum on. You got to take your mute off for me, hun.
No, I haven't.
Do you have?
I have to do it.
I was gonna say, do you have carpet in your house? Like, why? It's your grandma. We were bringing through grandmas today. I can see her standing behind you. Do you need to vacuum today? Or no, you already.
I woke up this morning saying that I wanted to clean.
Okay. I'm like, that's what I'm trying to get at. Was this on your plans or something today? Because the first thing she says to me as soon as I come and say your name is she's like, I'm here, give her the vacuum, and I can hear the vacuum going off in the background. Is Boo there too with you?
No, he's at school.
Then that's Timmy. That's so interesting because he's so strong. I can feel him sitting right beside you to the point that I thought that it was your son. Like I feel your son sitting beside you. I thought it was Boo because it's so strong. Oh, and
Oh,
he's just said that's because you feeling him that strong now. You
oh,
can tell
really?
when he's sitting beside you.
I
Yeah.
must not. I must not realize it then.
He rolled his eyes when you said that. He's like, yes, you do. So I love when they do this, but it frustrates me sometimes too. Because when they give me a sign like that, it means that something just happened that you should remember. So there must have been a moment very recently where you were like, is that you, Timmy? I can feel that. Is that you? Is that you?
Oh, I do that a lot.
Got ya.
A
Because you,
lot. Like
thank
I
you.
feel like a lot. Even at work. Like I feel like I'm being touched. And
Yes.
I'll be like, is that you, Timmy? Are you touching me?
That's what I'm telling you. That is him. You are feeling him beside you so strong. I can feel him beside you so strong. I feel like he's physical. And so it's interesting that you say, is that you touching me? Because literally I'm feeling physical. I thought it was your physically alive son. That's how strong he is. And so that means, yes, you are picking him up. He's so excited. I keep seeing this swimming pool and all this. He's so excited for Boo's birthday. I know we talked about that last time, but this is what happens when you get a 3-year-old coming through, is that they just want to talk about the fun things that they want to do. Do you have a focus, or do you want me to just let him talk about whatever he wants to talk about? I didn't even ask you.
Um, no, you can let him talk. I mean, I come every week. And grandma's came through, the last couple times, so you could see what baby boy wants to say.
Your grandma's come through because she said that she's taking care of the boy up there as well. And she's just so darn proud of you for what you've done with dad recently. This is dad's mom, right?
Yes.
And it's like, you're taking care of my boy, I take care of yours. And now the biggest thing that you could do to take care of dad is let go and let him be in his own energy right now, which was not easy to do, was it?
No, the other day actually, it's funny she brings this up. I went over to dad's because I had to get I ordered stuff off Amazon for the birthday party and stuff. So I had to go pick it up. And I had to come home, Tracy, literally, and do the protective prayer. I could feel all that negative energy, and I had to sage my house and everything. And I felt so much better after just being there just for that few minutes.
And imagine you were living in that before 24/7.
Yeah.
Hard to believe that you were, hey?
Yeah, because like I didn't realize how bad it was affecting me until I've been in my own positive space where I know my space is safe. And then I went to an unsafe space and I had to cleanse myself.
So she's really proud of you for that, because sometimes we want to help somebody so bad, but us doing everything for them or telling them and pushing them only makes them dig into not accepting help even more. You know what I mean? Sometimes the best way we can help somebody is by letting go and letting them fall. Because until they fall on their face, until there's consequences that they have to have, then there's nothing you can do to stop them from shooting themselves in the foot continuously. So she's really proud of you for being able to, because you love your dad so much. And I know that. And so it's not hard to, or it's not easy to know that he's in that energy and not be able to do anything to help. But at the same time, she's so proud of you for recognizing that it's not your job to help him. And not just that, but that you can do what you need to do to come home and sage your space and cleanse your space, and that you have the tools to keep you and Boo in a very positive light. That is awesome. Timmy just gave you guys water guns.
I didn't think about water guns, but maybe he's telling me to get some water guns too. I was just talking to mom earlier about going to the dollar store and getting like some bubbles. So, because there's going to be littler kids there too, you know? So, bubbles and stuff.
It's
Some more
so
stuff to
funny.
do out there.
So if you're going to the dollar store, I think this is where she got them before. I've never seen them before, but until I went swimming with a friend of mine a few months ago, and her son had these little toys, and it looks like a pool noodle almost, but you pull it and then it sucks in all the water and then you shoot it. It looks like a kind of water gun, but it's a pool water gun, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
yes, yes. Vicky had those last year and we were playing. And actually, that was like Timmy's favorite toy.
That's what he's telling you to bring to the pool party. He's like, Mommy, tell Mommy to bring these. Tell her to get these.
Yeah, that was his favorite toy
So
when we were outside playing with the water
I don't
at
know where
Vicky's
you
house,
get them,
actually.
if it's on Amazon or if it's at the dollar store or whatever. But he's also showing that you'll get like a few of them and he'll get you a discount or something like that. It's funny. Do they have them on Temu? It's not enough time on Temu. Do you even have Temu in the States?
We can order it, but I think it will be
It's too
way
long.
well after the party then. So
Yeah.
if he lines me up with them, I'll get them.
I just saw a little boy get so excited. This little boy likes water. Look at his cute little face. Oh my gosh. He's like in the pool, in his little bikini. I was going to say bikini. He's got his little bathing suit shorts on there.
Yeah, he loves the water.
He's not missing this. He loves the bubbles too because he's given it to his little girlfriend there. I know she's his cousin, but I'm telling you, he's like flirty, flirty, flirty with this girl.
Well, it's not technically his cousin.
Oh.
That's because remember, that's Amy's ex-boyfriend's niece.
Oh, gotcha. No wonder,
Yeah.
because he's like, I don't care if you think that it's not okay. I'm still flirting with her. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you guys were related, but all right.
Yeah, but he's always been a flirt.
You know, they don't have a huge message around you because, like you said, you come every week. But what they're showing me is how extraordinarily proud they are of you, how positive everything is, how much your vibration has shifted, how you've been doing your homework because you were in a really negative space sometime before, and now everything in your life is changing so quickly. Um, have you lost weight as well, or something about because he showed me that you need new jeans. I feel like the ones that you have are almost too big.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight since I started the Amazon job. I've lost like over 20 pounds.
Wow, good for you, girl.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying, you know, it just comes with the job.
Comes with getting up and moving around and not staying stuck and
Yeah.
feeling happy. Happiness can shed the weight like that. He's just talking about how much he loves his life. Like he loves his life because his life is still here with you and with his brother and with his family. And he's saying hi, Auntie Amy, too, even though she's not here yet. He's like, she's working, but that's okay. He's with her right now. I don't know what she's shopping for right now, but he's going with her today because I'm wondering if she's picking, because she's a personal shopper for anybody that's not here wondering who the heck Amy is. That's her sister. She's a personal shopper, and he's telling me that he's going with her today because whatever she's shopping for is up his alley. So when she gets home, you'll have to ask her, what was she shopping for?
I'll have to ask her.
And he gave her that oil of oregano, and he said make sure she's taking that because it's going to make her feel better. But the important thing is you can't just take one. You can't just take one, one day, maybe one another day, and hope that it's going to work. It's not going to do anything for you. Oil of oregano acts as like a antibiotic. So you have to take it like you would take antibiotics. And if you took antibiotics and you took one day and one another day, it would do nothing for you, correct?
Yes.
So he's given that to her to help her feel better because it's going to start taking her inflammation away and start making her feel so much dramatically better so quick. It's not even funny. And he's so proud of himself. He's like wanting her to know that it came from him. Aw, thanks, Timmy. He's showing me that he helped with that too. If it came from him, he had to give me the cure before he could give it to her. So thanks, Timmy. I'll take that any day.
That's funny. So, like, what's this gift he's doing for him?
What do you mean?
Yeah, he said he's sending Boo a gift, but he didn't want to tell you last week because you have a big mouth and it's on the internet.
I don't know, honey. This is the thing. He's sending it through you, and we still got a week to go before the party, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Like,
I have no idea. He's not telling me. He said it's not for me to know. It's for you. He's lining it up for you. You'll be in the right place, right moment, right time, and you'll feel it in your heart go, that's for him. And it doesn't feel like it's anything giant or expensive or anything like that, but it's kind of like the pool water gun toy. That's Timmy's favorite, and it's a cheap toy. It could be something
yeah,
like that. Just keep your eyes open and wait for that feeling that goes boom, that's it. That's exactly what he needs.
I know the feeling because, for instance, for Mother's Day, I was picking out was it Mother's Day? Or no, I think it was Mom's birthday. Yeah, it was Mom's birthday. Um, and I was picking out a card for the boys because I always, still put Timmy's name. And we used to call Timmy Chunky Monkey, and there was a monkey card and it said Happy Birthday, Mom. But like I felt like he was like, you have to get this from us too. So Mom got 2 birthday cards from the boys,
That is
even though the one said Mom.
See, that's exactly what your heart felt. That was from him. So as you go shopping for Boo's birthday present, your heart will tell you which one is for him. That's what Timmy's trying to say there. Aw, okay. Um, there's something about raising your seat up or something in your van.
Raising my seat
Did you
up.
just like either you're in somebody else's van, you had to adjust your seat, or there's something about I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I had to move. Well, I always got to move the seat up because I can't ever reach the pedals when I go into the van. But I got to tell you, I was really proud of myself yesterday because I was in Amsterdam, but it was a different route that I've done, and I did pretty well with it.
That is awesome. So it's interesting when you say that, Timmy goes, I know, I was there. And he's like, that's what I'm telling you about the seat. See, these little details that seem very random. Why are you saying me that I raised my seat? Like, that's very random, but specific to your situation. Because I promise you, every time I get in the car, I don't raise my seat. I don't even think of something like that. So why he would say something like that, I didn't even think of until you said that I have to do that every day. I wouldn't know that, would I? I don't know if you don't get the same truck. I don't know somebody else drove it after you and they're 10 feet higher. Like, I can't know those details. All I
Yeah.
know is that Timmy is referencing that he's with you and you're adjusting your seat every day. And then you said that you did really well on that route. He's like, I know, I was there with her.
Yeah, so he must have loved it yesterday because we got soaking wet. We got soaked.
That was fun, hey? I love that when you say he must have loved that because you can feel the joy of a 3-year-old in a rainstorm.
Yeah, and he loves water.
And you could feel it. So that water didn't even affect you I can see it as you're stepping out. You're like, well, Timmy, I hope you're loving this. And he's up there going, I do. And so you don't even have time to think that this is annoying. You didn't think this is annoying. This is frustrating. I don't want to work in the rain. You were thinking, my boy loves this.
Yeah. I mean, it did suck being soaked. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it was downpouring. I was drenched.
Yeah. But it's also exhilarating because, see, the thing is, that's like, have you ever heard of the cold baths or the cold plunges people are doing?
Uh-huh.
So that was kind of like a cold shower plunge. But what that did is it like When you get really cold and wet like that, your circulation gets going. It gets everything moving in your body. It brings like the energy goes to your brain. You see what I mean? So as
Yeah.
uncomfortable in the moment as that situation was, it was that invigorating for your soul. It was kind of like a cold plunge that gave you the little boost that you need. And he loved every second of it. And what I love about this reading the most is that a couple of weeks ago, 2, 3 weeks ago, I think it was now, he kept saying, Mom, you're getting a new truck. You're going to do better. You're going to go on a new route. And you're like, I don't want a new one. And he's like, it's coming. Remember that?
Well, yeah, and then they had me in Boston Lake for a couple weeks. And then I've been in Amsterdam a couple times, but it's been different routes.
Yeah, because
And yesterday I didn't have the Amazon van, but I had 111. The budget 111 van.
yeah, your thoughts are manifesting.
Yeah.
I love that.
If I could only remember what they mean, you know, the numbers. I've been seeing a lot of ones lately.
Means ones, pay attention to your thoughts because what you are thinking today is going to manifest tomorrow. So, and it's interesting that that number is coming out today because especially with like Maureen's reading and even with Amanda, that's been the big message today. We've been doing, you come to these groups all the time. There's always a theme to the groups. I don't plan it, Spirit does, right? And
Yeah.
the
It's
theme
the
today,
mind thinking.
what?
Mind thinking.
Is about speaking it the way that you want it and telling the story the way that you want it to develop.
And
Yeah.
it does work because when I first started coming to you, I've changed so much.
I know.
It's incredible.
Well, that's what the ones.
It all has to do with your thoughts.
Yes, the ones, when you start seeing ones, the universe is telling you to pay attention to your thoughts because your thoughts are going to manifest tomorrow. So when you see ones, it'll usually be if you're looking for an answer, you'll see ones. It's like if you are asking God, what is the answer to this? You'll see ones because you're good. If you are asking that, like, I don't have the answer, then the universe gives you more questions, not the answers. When you're saying, thank you for the answers, I know they're coming, then you get answers. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
So, or if you're sitting there and you're all frustrated in a situation and saying, this sucks, that sucks, blah, 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 you'll see ones. It's like, hey, pay attention to your thoughts or that's going to manifest tomorrow. You're going to be stepping in shit everywhere you go. You don't want that. So, when you see the ones, or it could also be you're sitting there thinking about your new house and your new life and all of that stuff, and you'll see ones as a way for the universe to let you know that this is going to manifest tomorrow. Keep thinking about that. He said twos. Watch for the twos though, because the twos mean that something you've previously thought about is manifested now. So when I see twos, I know that that means there's a supply or a tool available to me now that I didn't have access to before. So I start looking for it. Something I've previously manifested is now available to me in the twos.
Yeah, I haven't seen twos yet.
You will. You've been getting the ones, so the twos will come after that to let you know when you're in the right place at the right time to receive what you've been manifesting. Interesting. Okay. Are you home for the weekend for the most part, hun?
No, I have to work the next 3 days.
Okay. So, but you're not, are you home today?
Yes.
With no plans today?
Yeah, no, I'm just getting boom. We were gonna come back home.
Because it's funny. Timmy showed me doing a puzzle, watching a movie or something and doing a puzzle. And when he said that, I'm like, I don't know if she's really the puzzle type. Like, why would you be showing me that? And he's like, I love
Well, see, I do a coloring puzzle game
Oh,
on my phone. Like I color pictures.
no, that's not it. I'm seeing a physical puzzle right on the
Yeah,
coffee.
no, I don't really like puzzles. I don't even think I own a puzzle.
It's funny. Timmy's like, I'll get you some puzzles.
But he can do puzzles with grandpa. His great grandfather loves puzzles.
Got ya. I was gonna say, is there somebody that is doing puzzles? Because he's still showing me puzzle pieces. He's doing puzzles. That's
Well,
mom's dad?
I'm not talking about my dad. I'm talking about my grandfather who's in heaven.
Oh.
Yeah, grandpa used to do puzzles all the time.
Is that mom's dad?
No, dad's dad.
So that's why they're doing, as he's pulling his energy back, he's doing a puzzle with Grandpa in heaven, and they're both telling you to do a puzzle with them now. Not that you have to or not, but it's like your son is saying that he loves doing those things. So if you do them, you're going to feel him right beside you, right?
Yeah.
And it's a sign from your grandfather that he's with you as well. But as I'm pulling my energy back, he's like, they do this often when I talk to you, as they pull their energy back, all your loved ones kind of step forward and wrap themselves around Timmy. Like they want to give you the message. He's never alone, not for a single second. He's never alone, that they have his soul with them and his soul's still here with you. And the thing about that is he's 3. So 3-year-olds, what do they want? They want you to do what they want to do. Puzzles are one of the things that I think kids like to do. So of course he's going to be hanging out with Grandpa on the other side who's doing puzzles, and they're going, "Come on, Mom, let's build it."
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yes.
So, when Kimmy transitioned to, heaven, he went back home. He was 18 months.
Yeah.
And we've celebrated 2 birthdays with him since he's been back in heaven. So he's now considered 3 in heaven. But when Amy connected to Haley, her ex-boyfriend's niece, she was 4 when she passed, but she would come through as a 4-year-old because that's what Amy remembers. Is
Yeah.
that why she was at the age of 4 and Timmy was playing with her at that age?
Yes. See, the difference is you have grown with Timmy over the last couple of years. You have had all of these experiences with him. You've celebrated his birthdays with him. You have grown with him. That other little girl, you didn't have any of that with her. You didn't celebrate the birthdays with her. You didn't, you know what I mean? You weren't engaged in that energy as it grew older. So she comes to me the age that I will recognize, or that you will recognize her. If she
Yeah.
tried to come to me as like a 15-year-old, you wouldn't recognize her. If I say I have this 15-year-old girl stepping forward, and you know what I mean, you would not recognize her. But if I say to you, I have a little 3-year-old boy here, you know exactly who I'm talking about. That's why.
Yeah. So one more question. So like when it's my time to go back home, is Timmy gonna be baby form or is he
Yeah.
gonna be the adult Omni?
You're going to see that little face that you see right there. You're going to see that face. And then as he's in your arms, you're going to experience his soul's
And
growth as if
okay.
you witnessed it. So it's kind of like it'll happen. I've seen this in a past life regression, because when I studied past life regression for quite some time before I ever started this work. And one of the things that I saw in a past life regression was exactly this scenario, because in one of my lives I died when I had a 15-year-old and he shot me. Anyway, long story, that's another story. And when I got to heaven, my only concern was I want to see this soul when I get to heaven. And the soul, backstory, I had lost a child. The only child I had was this 15-year-old son. He's the one that shot me. But I had lost a child many years before that. That was just an infant when I lost him. So my memory as I exited the physical body was, am I ever going to get to see this baby that I lost again? How am I going to recognize him on the other side? The minute that I got up to that other side, I felt his soul in my arms, and it was like I felt him growing in my arms as I experienced his entire life. And within a moment, I looked at him and he was a big man. And I was like, wow, you've grown. Look at you. I'm like so proud of you. Like, and I was able to experience the entire thing with him in the fraction of a second, if that makes sense. But
Yeah, almost like the life review because you go
yeah,
through.
but
Okay, I was
they
just wondering.
But you'll witness him the way that you last saw him so that you will recognize him and you will know his soul, and then you will experience the evolution of his soul with him on that side. You're not going to miss a single part of it, I promise you.
Okay. Yeah.
Aw. All right. He's pulling his energy back. They're just so proud of you. And watch for those water guns too, because they're excited about that coming up. I know you already know that, but
Yeah, I have to go find out where they're at so I could go get some.
he's already got it lined up, so don't worry about that. Too funny. All right, I'm gonna let them pull their energy back though, you guys. I hope that this was helpful. I gotta tell you, I just gotta admit to you guys that I love these groups so much more now. My life is so much better now that I'm doing them this way, because for every time you guys saw me live, there was 2 or 3 hours of getting ready to be live, getting ready to be ready, all of the effort, having to get up early, having to do the manifest or the meditations and the sage and the blessings, like all of the work that went into doing that all the time is not going unnoticed anymore. It's not going for free. I'm not disrespecting myself anymore. I feel like I've been given a new lease on life in a way. And the minute that I feel like I'm given a new lease on life, I line up with the energies that heal my eyes too, which makes me even more feel like I've got a new lease on life. When you say statements like that, it will manifest in more ways than one. It's a trickle effect. So thank you guys for coming to these live readings as well. Live, whatever you call them, Zoom readings as well, because I'm loving them so much more than the way that I used to do them. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you for your time today, Tracy.
You're welcome.
I
Okay.
love these lives.
Yes, me
I
too.
come every week.
I know. I know. I know. I love you for it. But please know that you do not feel obligated to do that.
I like to listen.
Yeah. Okay. Have a great rest of your week. I'm going to go break my 30. Actually, it's more like a 40-hour fast now. I'm going to go break it and have an amazing rest of your weekend, guys.
Thank you.
You as well.
All right. Take care.